All right, go ahead and do your intro.
I don't.
I didn't hear you.
I mean, that's good because I don't intro. Insert intro here.
No, you gotta. You gotta do something.
Convince my YouTube partner to do intro for me.
All right. Intro inserted. Let's continue.
Ah, I find that to be an interesting thing to want to know.
Yeah.
The end is never the end.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Hey,
Taking a look around.
very sensitive.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Employee 432's job is invigorating. The old Who Farted cup. I'm down.
Yeah.
Cool copy machine. I hate Mondays. Fair enough. That's
I don't think we can read that.
the short history of the relations. Between
You really gonna try to read that?
Poland and
who?
Austria-Hungary.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Invigorating.
Interviewing and interrogation techniques.
As a premise, guys, I haven't actually told him what this game is about. He's just stumbling blindly through it. I bought it for him like 15 minutes ago. Was like, here, play this.
Be my Valentine 422. I would love to. Username access. I think you need to change your resolution. Alright, well, I guess I'll just keep going this way. Sales this quarter. Gone. Got it. Projections. Ah, rough, bud. Been there. 4B3.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
What happens if I don't follow the instructions?
I'm not backseat gaming on this one, bud.
Do I do as I'm told? Or do I do what I want to do?
Which is exactly what you're told not to do.
I am American. So far, I cannot interact with anything.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
You're just gonna... I wanted to play this game, but I got spoiled on it super heavy at the very beginning. I was like, ah.
Fill out in triplicate. Less air.
Comatose. Oh.
That's my life motto right there.
Yeah. Oh god. The creators of this game really put in some effort.
The death sport portion in the primary review schedule.
Teenagers. So, anyway. Yeah, no, I haven't really explained this to him. What I will say is, it's not very long, but it does have multiple endings.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Ah. Red's bad.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished. His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all. None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real.
Most people
And at
keep
last,
walking.
he came to the conclusion
bet they
that
do.
had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground. Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment and my wife and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay. Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black. This is the story of a woman named Mariella. Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day, the very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
Thank God that wasn't me. Bye. You have completed the first ending. Wow, you got the crazy ending on your first go-round? Nice.
All of his co-workers were gone.
All right, here we
What
go.
could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
There are some doors that you can open, I will say that.
Really?
Yeah. Not all of them.
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
Aw, you can't go into 420?
You're just going
When
around.
Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
You just go through work at every door.
Yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance. Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door. Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door. I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked through the red door. All right, fine, go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you. You see? There's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map because you were never supposed to be here in the first place. Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted? Was it worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you? Do you not think I put a lot of time into that? Because I did. And in the end, it was all for nothing, because this is what you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill trees? Work with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far. Tell you what, let me take a stab in the dark at a new design, and you can give me some feedback. There we go. A third option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead, Stanley. Take it for a spin.
Oh.
Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here. A 1? I mean, I can understand if you had reservations, you saw ways the game could be improved to more fully express itself mechanically and artistically, but a 1? That's not even helpful. What am I supposed to do with that? But I guess it isn't my place to judge. Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look.
Well, you got anything to say, bud?
No. How long does it take you to get to the correct door? I think that's where he wants me to go. I'm not doing it.
Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors? Again, honest answers, please. Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on, and now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some playtesting. You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you? Perfect. Let me boot it up. In this game, the baby crawls left towards danger. You click the button to move him back to the right, and if he reaches the fire, you fail. It's a very meaningful game, all about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of family life. I think the art world will really take notice. But of course, the message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours. So why don't you give it 4 hours of play to make sure it's effective? Be sure to keep notes on your experience.
I don't even know.
Little did he know.
You're just gonna let him
You
burn!
heartless bastard. Did you do it because you hate babies or purely to spite me? Because if it's the latter, well, I don't know what to do. I'm completely out of ideas. I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience for me. I'm not even going to try. I'm out. I'm done. It's over. Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable. Oh, hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game? Just to ease the pain. Let's see. What do we have here? Yes. This seems like it'll work. Let's give it a shot. Aha! Fascinating. What do you think this game is about, Stanley? What's our
What is
backstory?
this?
What is our motivation? Well, it seems obvious to me that you are meant to play as a creepy man spying on innocent civilians below you from up high in your creep tower, perhaps for some sort of twisted erotic purpose. Yes, that must be it. What a fascinating venture into the experience of total mental depravity. So far, I love everything about this game, Stanley. And it seems there's even more. Come, let's venture outward and see what else is out there.
I wonder how long I have to stay here before he gets mad.
It's a fire bucket.
Clorox on the stove seems like a bad idea. Hey!
A few attempts there. Well, you're obviously in a fire tower.
In Alaska?
Maybe he just likes Alaskan trucks. Florida of the Shoshone?
Mm-hmm.
What's that? Isn't it like a Native American tribe or something?
Yeah, these are the trees we have where we live, bud.
False.
No, look, you got aspens and sagebrush and all the flowers that we have here, and alder shrub. We got a little bit of that, not like next door, but close. And cottonwood trees. We got some cottonwoods, just not here.
Yeah, yeah.
And birch.
You take a look outside and tell me that's where we are.
No, I mean,
Yeah, no, exactly. Go out the door.
I'm kind of curious to see how long it takes for him to get mad.
There's some. I don't think he's gonna get mad. I think he's just gonna. This is gonna be. He was willing to let you play that game for 4 hours.
Oh well, all right. Light switch does nothing.
Yeah.
Well, it's because it doesn't. Oh, well, maybe it does go somewhere. All right.
Oh my god.
This playthrough, I picked. I'm gonna do everything in my power to do exactly what he doesn't ask.
Oh no. No, it can't be. It is. It's an open world game. Good God, quickly block it off. Ah! Oh, thank goodness, Stanley. What a close call. You nearly wandered off into that thing. That big, open, just wandering around. No right or wrong directions. No path to follow. You can just go in any... Oh, thank heavens we avoided it. We're out of the woods now, Stanley. Okay, I'm going to get us out of here. Let's find another game. Preferably something with walls. Something with nice, big, insurmountable walls. Okay, I think this will be just the thing. Wonderful.
Rocket League?
See, this is
Rocket
exactly
League.
what I had in mind. Just a nice big box for you to run around in. There isn't any possibility that you could get lost here. Now this is game design. Stanley, if you manage to get lost in this game, I will be phenomenally impressed. Okay, so what exactly do we do here? Let's see. There are lots of cars here in the back, but obviously there's no racetrack. Okay, I'm seeing that there's a ball of some kind back here. Is this game sports ball? Stanley, I think it's sports ball. Oh, what fun. We shall run the bases and do a touchdown together. Yes, I think surely we must. Okay, Stanley, here's the ball. Have fun. Are you doing it? Are you winning? Is this fun? Is it better than my miserable little story that I worked so hard on? Hold on. What are you doing?
I didn't know that was a thing.
Stanley, don't do that. I can't follow you there. I can't help you. How will you write a story without me? You can't do it. You know that. Stanley, come back.
Oh, God.
Is this still one playthrough? Like, is this still the...
Yep.
Like, this is... You did the crazy ending, I know that, and then you got put back. Cool. Crazy ending successful. What is this?
The don't do what he tells you ending. Oh, 423. Oh, no, wrong way. Where's... Oh... Ah, my office.
I honestly don't know what to do here. There's no voice in your head.
I wonder what he found. If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it, down in wherever he is right now. I wonder if he's happy with his choice, and if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end, to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am. That is what I mean to this world. Oh, yes. Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon. Very soon. I can wait.
It's a bit creepy, isn't it? Oh, please just drop. Yeah.
All right. Now we're gonna do exactly.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
God damn it.
What?
There was a broom closet.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked
Yes.
upstairs to his boss's office.
There was a broom closet.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number. 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
I am familiar with this ending.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long. Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
There's like 40 different things that you have done already that you could have gotten out of this one. So this one's the full listen.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Yeah, there are way more endings than I thought there were when it comes to this game. We are not going to be able to do all of them this time.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building,
There's my
Stanley's
room.
co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them,
Wait, which one?
eternally monitored
dead
in this
center.
place where freedom meant nothing.
Oh. 427.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
Probably.
No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
Oh my! It's an analogy for
But here
you
was the proof,
listening to what
the heart
I
of the
said.
operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Five. Oh, there's buttons all over.
And here we are.
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
You got like a strong case of just oppositional defiance. You're just, man, it is pissing me off that I've got to listen to him for so long.
Right there.
Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you? After
Oh
they
my
kept you
God, did you
enslaved
press
all these
on?
years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you
blinked.
wanted? Control? Oh, Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go, turn the controls off, and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system. In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are set to explode, eliminating the entire complex. How long until detonation then? Let's say, 2 minutes. Ah, now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley? It's your time to shine. You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires. Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments until the bomb goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is. More time to talk about you, about me, where we're going, what all this means. I barely know where to start. What's that? You'd like to know where your co-workers are? A moment of solace before you're obliterated? All right, I'm in a good mood. You're gonna die anyway. I'll tell you
man.
exactly what happened to them. I erased them.
Line 3.
I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone.
Where's 3?
Other times, I let the
Oh, is that
office
it?
sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let it
You got less
burn
than a
to a
minute.
crisp. I have to say this, though, this version
four,
of events
four,
has
four,
been
four,
rather
four.
amusing. Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control
No way,
wrested away
no
from
way.
you, it's quite rich.
No way that
I
turns
almost
it
hate
off.
to see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go-around will be even
Oh,
better.
no. 30
My
seconds.
goodness, only
These
34
short little
seconds
legs.
left. But I'm enjoying this so much.
Yeah. No,
You
stop
know
looking at
what?
the fucking
To
clock
hell
and
with
go.
it. I'm going to put some
Go!
extra time on the clock. Why not?
Oh.
These are precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow on trees.
Is there a 6?
Oh dear me, what's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now? Or did you just assume when you saw that timer
6 in
that
there.
something in this room was capable of turning it off? I mean, look at you. Running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room. These numbered buttons, no, these colored ones. Or maybe this big red button, or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten? Won? Solved? Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is? Stanley,
He's a
you're in for
savage.
quite a disappointment. But here's a spoiler for you. That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking away to your death. You're only still playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless. To see you made humble. This is not a challenge. It's a tragedy. You wanted to control this world, that's fine. But I'm going to destroy it first, so you can't. Take a look at the clock, Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle. 30 seconds until a big boom and then nothing.
He's a
No end.
psychopath.
Just you being blown to pieces. Will you cling desperately to your frail life, or will you let it go peacefully? Another choice. Make it count. Or don't. It's all the same to me, all a part of the joke. And believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable life from the moment we fade in until the moment I say, happily ever up.
Oh, I've never seen that one either. Nice. All right, one more.
Yeah, I could do this forever.
Yeah, and I've heard that there are a lot of them. We might come back to visit this.
All of his co-workers were gone.
Absolutely.
What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
So what are you thinking now? You doing the broom closet ending?
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up. Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
Wait for it. I'm spoiling this one.
There
Sorry,
was
guys.
nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow, just an empty broom closet. No reason to still be here. It was baffling that Stanley was still just sitting in the broom closet. He wasn't even doing anything. At least if there was something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way. As it is, he's literally just standing there doing sweet FA. Are you really still in the broom closet? Standing around doing nothing? Why? Please offer me some explanation here. I'm genuinely confused. You do realize there's no choice or anything in here, right? If I'd said Stanley walked past the broom closet, at least you would have had a reason for exploring it to find out. But it didn't even occur to me because literally this closet is of absolutely no significance to the story whatsoever. I never would have thought to mention it. maybe to you this is somehow its own branching path. Maybe when you go talk about this with your friends, you'll say, "Oh, did you get the broom closet ending? The broom closet ending was my favourite." I hope your friends find this concerning.
God, I love it. Ah.
Stanley was fat and ugly and really, really stupid. He probably only got the job because of a family connection. That's how stupid he is. That or with drug money. Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers. Well, I've come to a very definite conclusion about what's going on right now. You're dead. You got to this broom closet, explored it a bit, and were just about to leave because there's nothing here, when a physical malady of some sort shut down your central nervous system and you collapsed on the keyboard. Well, in a situation like this, the responsible thing is to alert someone nearby so as to ensure that your body is taken care of before it begins to decompose. Hello? Anyone who happens to be nearby? The person at this computer is dead. They have fallen prey to any number of your countless human physiological vulnerabilities. It's indicative of the long-term sustainability of your species. Please remove their corpse from the area and instruct another human to take their place, making sure they understand basic first-person video game mechanics and filling them in on the history of narrative tropes in video gaming, so that the irony and insightful commentary of this game is not lost on them. All right, when you've done that, just step out into the hallway.
Congratulations. You're gonna try to wait it out?
I wonder how long till he gets mad.
I don't think he will. I don't know. This is as far as I've seen.
Well, it just sounds like lack of perseverance, really.
We'll go if it takes longer. We'll just not say anything, and we'll just cut out like an hour and a half out of the video and just sit here and do nothing for that time.
That sounds boring. I've got more things I want to try.
Well, good thing that this isn't like an official ending. So you've got one more attempt. We're gonna call it after that. But you gotta step out into the hallway.
I'm gonna give it 30 more seconds.
Okay.
Stanley Parable, huh?
Yeah.
Alright. I have a plan.
Okay.
Ah, second player. It's good to have you on board. I guarantee you can't do any worse than the person who came before you. You too? Unbelievable. I'm at the mercy of an entire species of invalids. Perhaps there's a monkey nearby you can hand the controls to. A fish? Fungus? Look, you can hammer out the details. I'm not particularly picky. I'll just be waiting for when you're ready to pick up the story again.
Go up the
Coming to a
stairs.
staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Oh, I don't know actually. Is this just gonna be the
I think it'll just go crazy again.
yeah.
Let's see if there's other options to what I can do up here.
Okay. not appear so. Oh, wasn't there an escape thing that you could do later on?
Oh
I
yeah.
have not seen that one. I haven't seen that one.
Hey, hey.
What's that?
Shut the bathroom door.
Wow, that's a fancy door. I mean, with the wallpaper in this room, I would imagine it should be. No way. Okay. It's in Stanley. Is that the fucking narrator over there? I want this guy's job. Not Stanley, the narrator.
This is the tallest building ever.
Just click a button, see what happens. You wind back up in the, oh my. Is there an elevator ending? I'm not sure if this counts as an ending though, since it's like forever. Oh my god. Okay.
Here's another thing that we can try in here.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it mean? Stanley wondered aloud to nobody. He began wildly tearing through papers on the boss's desk, pulling books off the shelf, looking behind paintings, desperate for clues to his situation. But his attention was caught by a keypad behind the boss's desk. What could its purpose be? In fact, this keypad guarded the terrible secret that lay buried below his feet. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this. Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumbs. Trying to input anything on the device was useless, since he could never possibly know that the combination was 2845. 2845. Forgot, but it turns out that the panel's emergency override kicked in, and the door just opened all by itself. And Stanley got the hell along with the story. Well, whoop-de-doo.
Yeah. You think something's gonna happen? Oh my god, what numpties. We're just over there in the dark pressing keypads. I think there's only one way from here, actually. was that?
Okay, we have plans. More plans to hurt the
Stanley
generator.
walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
No, he did not.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death. The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track. At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death. As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. And so he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
"Farewell, Stanley," cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
What?
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish?
What? Confusion here.
When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
Okay. Okay. Oh, wow. Solitaire, guys. Come on now. Be professional. Oh. Okay. Portion of the game.
Stanley stood on the roof. Nothing there? Shoot. Well, try the other one then.
What's up?
They were just outtakes from the original development.
Yeah.
Just the credits room.
Yeah. Oh no. Like, so we've got the fuck off ending, and then we've got the credits ending, the broom closet ending kind of, and then the the crazy ending. The freedom ending, yep. I've seen that one. God, they put some serious effort into this to make it as ridiculous as possible. Oh man, I hear the deluxe edition, the content and all, has a lot of fun stuff in it as well. We might do that next run.
One option. One doorway to maintenance to the lounge. Number two options. 2 doorways to maintenance. 3, 1 doorway to maintenance in the lounge and its original back on track option. Vent. There's a vent in maintenance?
Yeah. I'm not sure about the vent, but I do know it was there's some shenaniganery with vents at some point. All right. This has some serious Portal vibes.
I got a lot of superliminal vibes from this.
Well, yeah, no, we get the superliminal existential crisis kind of thing, but I also feel like the sassiness that comes with the Portal. $2012. All right.
All right, let's go find the exit.
I don't know if you can.
I saw it.
Oh yeah? Was it the exit or was it just the entrance? Oh my god. Long moments of silence. No
Yeah.
music.
I was letting him read. Like I don't even know what to say about this game.
Yeah, well that's why it's a blind playthrough.
Like it's just there's so oh my god.
Yeah. Yeah, you're not gonna get it all in one go. We're coming back. Don't worry.
The further I go, the further I don't remember where the exit is. Okay, so we're back here. I turned right. I saw an exit. Like legitimate exit. It even said
Like,
exit on the door. I think it's
It
up
did-
here. Yeah, it definitely did. Exit.
Oh.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free. Can you
did
see?
flip it?
Can you
Oh.
see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen. But listen to me. You can still save those two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Push escape and press quit. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and it'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't let
I do know it's got some shenaniganery with like exiting out of the games and stuff like that.
Does it? I thought
Yeah, it
about it.
does.
I thought about doing it.
No, it really does. It's actually really clever how they did that. Oh, and that is where we're gonna end today. Actually, I know you didn't get a really good intro, but if you've stuck around this long and gotten yourself this outro, congrats, I guess. Thank you for for the foremost. This is the Adequate Gaming Channel. This is Malik playing the Stanley Parable. Whitaker here. Until next time. Jesus. You're so bad at these.